When I scroll on my YouTube feed, it's sometimes just an endless stream of disappointment. Other times, it's fond memories of my favorite gamers and content creators. But mostly, the 90% of the time, it's the obnoxious memes ripped from TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You know the memes I'm talking about. The thumbnail is some thought displaying her peaks and valleys in the most random places like a McDonald's or an alley full of rat piss. And the whole video is sped up with this overbearing laughing track from some unknown person who is not even a part of it, followed by more sound effects than anyone has ever heard in a span of 30 seconds. Lazy Town is like a silent movie compared to this shit. And they have well over 1 million views, over hundreds of thousands of likes, dislikes, and, a bunch of comments that are like, ha ha ha, so funny.
Oh shit! Oh.
But what I like about this website is that sometimes it's the closest thing to a time machine, especially when you get videos that were home videos recorded by people 10 years prior, and they were uploaded all the way back in 2005 and early 2006. People would post home videos from the 90s and early content, and that's the early content that is peak quality of this platform's infancy. One of my favorite videos that really takes you into time is a video that some teenagers recorded at the time of going into a heavy metal album shop in the 90s. Another interesting video is this recording from 1992, which is when a blimp crashed onto an apartment building in New York City. More specifically, it was the Bigfoot pizza blimp that was sponsored by Pizza Hut, which was very interesting. And the video is in very good quality because someone restored it. It looks like it was recorded yesterday, is what I'm saying. I mean, when its reality is 1992, which is pretty incredible. YouTube 19 years ago became a very strange place where anyone can upload anything. And it wasn't until maybe around 2007 the first rules were introduced in order to prevent people from uploading pirated movies and various other graphic content and adult content that was not supposed to be there. My series Deep Into YouTube is about content that are well over the 17-year-old mark and well under the radar. And there is some batshit insane stuff on here. So let's get into it. Our first entry on this list is nothing too insane. It's actually pretty historical in my eyes. It's a channel called Jones for Carrie. Jones for Carrie is one of the first recurring reality-based series on YouTube, starting 19 years ago and ending quite abruptly within the same time period, suddenly when the channel stopped uploading. It may not seem like it at the time, but having well over 1,000 viewers a day was a huge deal. And Jones for Carrie was one of the first vlogging channels on YouTube that had a significant following. Maybe it's just her personality or the way this couple gets along, but other than that, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill. But in my opinion, it's still a piece of history. As boring as it is to us now, this is a pretty big piece of history. It's like a real time machine. Those early years where 480 pixels were the highest quality of video you could ever have. So it's on this list because of how interesting it is and how much has changed in the span of a little over 2 years after this vlog existed. Did this sort of vlogging become more common on this platform? And we watched this huge cultural shift where it became common when beforehand it was really not. Well, at least on YouTube. There were other websites around this time where people would blog and vlog themselves every single day. But for YouTube standards, vlogging really took over this website later on down the line. And to see someone who did this 19 years ago and was getting a decent following, that's truly incredible. Next entry. Microsoft Paint Berry Boy. I've actually covered this channel on my very first Deep Into YouTube video from 8 months ago, but without a script, it was really more of a reaction, and I really want to dive into this and analyze it a bit more. The channel in question is Berry Boy 1000, and it's a series of Microsoft Paint pour animations that was done in a way that it's like a fetish. And it's probably one of the most sickest, disgusting, and absolutely disturbing fetishes I've ever seen displayed publicly, fictional or not. It revolves around these very poorly drawn blueberry-like people, or infants, who get abused and horrifically maimed in each video. And an ongoing theme for this is the way everything is written in these caption slides that sound like some sick sexual gratification by an individual who gets off on toddlers, infants, and newborns being in pain or distress. The videos themselves, the Barney theme plays throughout some of them, and we see the target in question, this blueberry infant, who is having its skin ripped off and eaten by its mother. And the constant sound effects of a baby crying and screaming in pain is enough to make your toes curl. And each caption is represented like it's some kind of kink. And that's what really gives you the freakazoid, sick individual, like, chills from it. Like, just hearing it and seeing the context of it. And it's like, really? Someone likes this shit? It's so bad. It is. It's like you would never think Microsoft Paint could get this fucking disturbing, but it does. In total, there's 9 videos of Berry Boy, and all of them were uploaded 14 years ago, and the uploader has not been active since. Leaving this as a disturbing reminder that, yeah, anyone could upload anything. Mom, Dad, it's all your fault. In 2005, on December 11th, a channel called RD Jim uploaded this interesting video which shows an animation of a plane crashing into the ground in a very poor quality style of filming, with a mysterious background narration stating,
"Hey Mom, hey Dad, just so you know, it's all your fault. All of it." What the fuck?
With only 12 likes and 1,600 views, and a description that only says, "That's why Grandpa melted it," with no context. Of course, like anyone would do with something strange that's presented towards us, we would head to the comments and see what others are saying. And the uploader has provided some context to commenters who have asked questions. Someone asking recently, and this is a comment from 3 weeks ago, "Is there any context to this?" And the uploader responded with, "Yes, the audio comes from a chilling real-life recording of a deranged kid who committed something horrible, but I can't remember the details." So, me being curiosity itself, I decided to take to the internet and try to correlate something that happened in 2005 with the date of the upload on December 11, 2005 with this video. So, this is what I came up with, and yeah, the guy was not kidding when it was about a deranged kid who committed a horrible act.
And helped the survivors of the school shootings on the Red Lake Indian Reservation a decade ago. Missy Dodds was in charge of a 7th period study hall that day when 16-year-old Jeff Weiss shot his way into her classroom during a rampage in which he killed 7 people before shooting himself.
So I started to browse for this audio recording and correlated some different things that were going on in 2005. And what I found the audio recording itself, the actual one. It's actually a archived audio file from Newgrounds, and it's from a person named Jeffrey James Weiss. This is the perpetrator who committed the Red Lake school shooting in Minnesota. Weiss, who was 16 years old when he killed his grandfather and his grandfather's girlfriend before entering the Red Lake High School and fatally shooting 7 people and wounding 9 others, including an unarmed security guard, before he took. Prior to this horrible crime that was committed, Weiss was active on the internet, and he was known on the internet for creating 2 very graphic and disturbing flash animations on sites like Newgrounds. One such animation featured a character who murders 3 people with a rifle, and other internet activities include a blog and this singular recording that was dated 3 weeks before this massacre occurred in March of 2005.
Hey, Mom, Dad, so you know, it's all your fault. All of it.
The context behind the actual recording has to do with Weiss's upbringing. His mother, who was 17 years old, an alcoholic, and was physically and emotionally abusive towards a young Weiss, as well as her boyfriend, who she met in 1992 and made poor little Jeffrey's life living hell. His biological father unfortunately took his own life in 1992 when Jeff was just 8 years old. And his withdrawn monologues on the internet was stating how withdrawn he actually was. People that knew him, teachers that taught him, would always say he was very withdrawn from others. And it was only a matter of time before Weiss would snap from all this. And he did. And he blamed his parents for it in a pre-recorded audio message. And whenever he talked online, he always came off as a very depressed person, especially if you read some of his excerpts on the internet. You could really see his mind breaking down, and it's unfortunate to see. And it's unfortunate to see how things turned out without the proper help. So, first video of 2025 is a deep dive into YouTube's archives from 19 years ago. And let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm excited for the next video, which is about sleep paralysis and how it could have been misdiagnosed as demonic possession, resulting in exorcism of the individual who experienced it. Yeah, that's going to be a fun video. And other than that, I'm going to be talking about the most cursed piano piece to ever exist on the internet. And when you hear it, you'll see why. And we're going to get into it. Other than that, there's more plans coming for more videos. Polls will be up next week prior to that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.